Hello sweet mamas, welcome to my little corner of the world. I am here to partner with you guys and join with you and be a cheerleader alongside you in homeschooling. The reason I'm doing is not because I'm an expert or anything, it's just because I feel like there's not enough out there for Australians, and I know so many people who say I would love to homeschool but I'm just not like that, or you're just extra because you can homeschool, and I really just don't think it's true. I really want to be a really safe and welcoming and encouraging space to really demystify a lot of things people think about homeschooling, so that we can kind of get all the foundations set and all the lies out of the way so that we can follow what we believe is right for our family or what we believe God's called us into, and never let the practical things stop you. Because if I, as a mama who is homesteading and cooking from scratch and have 4 children and want to have more, can homeschool, then you can too. Like there's no reason why you can't, unless you believe obviously it's not calling over your life. But if it is, you're in the right place. I just want to team with you guys and partner with you. And in today's video, I just wanted to name 6 things that I think can answer some of the super fundamental questions. There's so much we could go into. I'm a super big nerd in homeschool. But today I wanted to just answer the 6 basic things, because a lot of people say, can we just have a phone call? I just want to talk about homeschool in general, because I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, because my kids are going to be doing it in a few years or in a year's time, and I just know nothing about it. So I want to be this first place stop for you to just get that basic understanding, and then I'll be sending out more and more videos that dive deeper into curriculum and philosophies and learning styles and life learning and unschooling and all sorts of forms of education and what your passion is and what your drive and all the kind of fun stuff that mixes in between. So I've got a girl in year 1, a boy in preschool, a 2-year-old son and a 6-month-old daughter. And I've been in homeschool for 3 years now, but I've been looking into it and researching it and finding out about it for 5 years now. So I've dove deep into research world, but so much of it is from America, and there's a lot of good things you can learn from them, but I wanted to be an Australian voice, especially as homeschool is rising. So let's dive into the 6 points. Firstly, these are all very practical. So firstly is to check out the homeschooling website for your state. So we're from New South Wales, Australia. If you look at the NESA website, whatever yours is for your state, it'll give you the basic guidelines and needs for you to register. For us, it's super simple. You can fill out a 2-page form that is really just your address, why you want to homeschool, some basic things like that. And then once you sent that in, they set up an interview. They either come to your home or do one over Zoom. And they will need you to have a plan that you've written up, a few of the resources you're using, and to show them what kind of space and time you're going to use to teach your kid. They're all the things we're going to dive into of the nitty-gritty of that. But once you have that interview and you get approved, that's it. You're free to go for the rest of the year. You're not going to get checked in or called on. And then at the end of the year, they'll ask you to show just a little bit of proof of what you've done and register you for the next year or for the next 2 years if they like your stuff. So I've just been registered for year 1, but she was really happy with me. So she was like, we'll leave you for 2 more years and we'll see you once your daughter starts year 3. So that was really cool. And for New South Wales, there's like a 54-page document that will help you a lot, but it'll help you a lot in knowing the basics of what they require. It doesn't help you at all in how to actually teach. It doesn't help you at all into what books to use or how to wrap your mind around the New South Wales curriculum, the syllabus rather. So I'm going to be diving into all that with you guys, to just break down the New South Wales syllabus so that you and whatever state you're from, you can apply these things, just so that it doesn't seem confusing and scary and only for people who've gone to uni. You are so capable, and truly, I know for our state, the expectations are so low. They're so low, and so you can write up a simple plan to meet their expectations and then truly use the rest of the year to dive deep into the learning that is truly birthed inside your own child's heart, following their interests and teaching them about life skills and character and the creator God who made them. You can do it all through your normal, fun, interesting life in the everyday things you do, and seeing learning opportunities. Anyway, we'll go into it all later. So the second thing for you guys to help get your minds around it all is to really be focused on your why. I would encourage you to write out a statement, answer a few basic questions of why do we want to homeschool, because you will come up with a lot of challenge. It's definitely not the easiest road to go down, and so if you can know why you want to do it, why it's important to you and your husband and your children. It might be that your children has special needs, it might be your child has special needs, it might be that you actually see a different vision for your family than would be set out if you just drop them off at school every morning, pick them up and see them for dinner time. You might want to pour into their specific interests, and they might love ballet and you want to give them 5 hours a day to do ballet, which you can only do if you homeschool. There's so many different reasons, and I think if you can find your why, really get solid on that, and really think about, as a family, who are we? What legacy do we want to leave? How do we want to raise our children? And what will truly impact them and give them the most health and nourishment and strength as an adult if they go through their learning as a child? What can I give them to be a really strong and capable and independent and thriving adult for this society? You also might, I know for our family, a huge drive for us is that our goal for our children is not to be successful and have a career. They will do that, and we're going to give them a great education. But our goal for our children is for them to be kingdom bringers to this world, for them to know who they are and pour into who God specifically made them with their own gifts and passions and skills. Pour so much of our time and energy and love into that so that they can use that to come alive and flourish and be the greatest impactors and influences that they can be, to bring love and light to this broken world. We only live here for such a short amount of time, and it is really worthwhile giving our whole selves over to the purpose and plans God has written on our lives. So that's a huge drive for us, for our kids. Another one is to check out what types of style of homeschooling or styles of teaching resonates with you. There's a lot out there. There's classical educations, there's traditional education, there's online platforms where your kids just watch the computer throughout the day and have a real teacher teaching them. There's you can get textbooks for things. You could do living books, you could do Charlotte Mason, you could do more Montessori style, you could do unschooling. There's so much you can do, but the thing to remember is that you are not trying to replicate school at home. No way are we trying to do 6 hours of school. Our schooling takes us maybe an hour, maybe a little bit more if we're just enjoying it and vibing. And as the years go up, a bit more time will be added each year. But I truly don't think our kids' schooling is ever going to be more than maybe 4 hours a day. We'll see when we get there for high school. But because you're working individually with one student, you really can get so much done. And the things my children have learned are so much further and deeper than I ever knew at that age. And it's really exciting to be alongside them, teaching them in those sorts of things. Fourth one is connect with people who are doing it. Now, if you don't have a community around you, contact me. I'd love to be a cheerleader and just encourage it to you. And I hope these videos can be part of that. The thing I found the most encouraging to me when I started my research into it 5 years ago was finding a few families actually on social media and YouTube that showed me how they do it, showed me how they can be a homeschool mum while having babies, showed me how they can feed their kids and get them to soccer and do all these things while also teaching them in a way that does not feel draining but gives life to everyone involved. There's so much to learn when you're in this field. You're learning a new profession. You're becoming excellent at teaching. And I really do think homeschool is an extension of mothering, because they've been given to you and they're under your care and you get to teach them so much. Teach them about who they are, teach them about God, teach them basic arithmetics and English and all that kind of fun stuff. But find your people. If you can find a community group, that is fantastic, or even just friends. I know I reached out to a few older women who, when I was going to church as a kid, I remember they homeschooled their kids, and I said, can I come over and see your learning space? Can I see what resources you use? Can you tell me how you did it? And that is truly invaluable. So good, and I hope to be a small voice of that on here for you. Number 5 is think about a basic rhythm or ideal you would have for your kids. So you're like, okay, I want to homeschool. I've kind of gotten my mind around looking at the websites for our state. I'd like to do this. I know what style. How would our dream days look? Because it is a blank piece of paper. You can do whatever you want with your day and your kids, which is really exciting. And think about a basic rhythm you might want. You might be like, I love slow mornings and we want to start at 10 a.m. and then we'll just work till lunch, which is pretty much what we do. And then for the rest of the afternoon, it's just free play and doing errands and making a really yummy dinner. Or you might be like, I want to just school at 5 p.m. when my husband gets home and he can take all the little ones, and I'll just spend an hour with one or two of my kids before dinner. You might want to be out all the time and do more of an unschooling, and want to be at the skate park, and want to be at the nature group, and want to be doing ballet and pouring into so many things, so you're doing mainly unschooling. There's so many different rhythms you could choose for your life, and I think it's really fun and empowering when you go, okay, if I wrote a little plan for my day, I would like us to go for a walk every morning, and then in our child's first nap we'll do maths, then our child's second nap we could do English, and every lunch we could do read alouds, and I can just imagine us sitting around the table eating and laughing and talking about our favorite stories. Things like that I think really help it become real for you and help you to see that it's so tangible when you break it all down and understand, like for us, we only do maths, English, and our Bible study and our animal study every day. And then every few days or once a week, we do our science or history or geography unit study. But because it's homeschool, you can do whatever you like. You could do, every day you could hit all subjects, which would be very hard, but you can do that. Or you could, I don't know, do science on Saturday mornings with dad when you're out at the river. Like whatever you want, you can organize it. And it's really empowering and fun to be able to think what is important to your family and then putting that as a priority. Our last one is get resources. So once you've figured out those few layers, your why, what the government wants, your basic rhythm, start looking for a few resources. Now there's a lot out there, and again, they're mainly all American, but watching YouTube videos of what other people that you respect use is really helpful, and again, asking around is really helpful. But if you just YouTube, for our family, it's not YouTube, Google like Christian resources or biblically based maths, English, homeschool resources. There's heaps out there and they're really fun to look at, and again, you can see what suits your family. And just take it so slow. There's no pressure, and there's so much time to learn things with children when you're at home with them every day. I really hope some of this could bless you guys. I'm really excited to dive into so many more videos to teach you guys a bit deeper about concepts. But I hope this can bless you, and I'm just excited to do this homeschool journey alongside you guys.